Helping others, it is something that I have said many times. I'm going to use a little different way of describing things. So, first one is it makes us happy. When you help others, it makes us happy. And under the parenthesis, it is mentioned as happy as getting money. I would kind of disagree. I would say even happier than getting money. That is what I was describing when I get love from you guys, from some of the other people. It is a feeling that no money can change. You might argue, okay, what if I give you $1 billion or uh, $1 trillion maybe? I would say I probably would become happy. I'll probably become happy for some time, but then after that, I will get into more of analysis of how to spend that money, where to invest that money, how to save that money, and I might also become a different person, thinking on thinking about money and focusing on money than life. And maybe you might argue again that if you get money, you'll be able to use that money to help people better, and I would not disagree with that. But I would say if universe has to give me that, I will accept that. But I'm not going to lose my sleep that I don't have money, I'm not able to help people out. Am I waiting for $1 trillion, $1 billion, or even $1 million to help people out? No. And we don't have to wait for anything before we can start working on the purpose of our life. That is something that we feel aligned to. So coming back to the picture, it makes us happy. Okay, the second thing, it makes us happier than buying things for ourselves. So first, it makes us as happy as getting money. Then it makes us happier even than when we get things for ourselves. And these are done from a psychology center, I guess. So they do have a science behind that. There are different studies you can see. If you are able to see the text under the headings, you would see that they all refer to some study. Thanks, Karen. So Karen is saying you're great. I mean, you're doing good, and we all are learning. Thanks for that. So the next thing, it makes us attractive. Would you agree? I completely feel it does. Someone who's happy, someone who's in the zone, like we call, and someone who's helping, don't we see that person differently? It does. Taking a comment? Absolutely. Brian said. Thanks, Brian. Next, it uplifts everyone around us. It does. So it is definitely quite helpful. Uh, at times, like I was saying, even if I give a small one thought, that it is good enough. At times, upliftment is all we need. At times, we all need someone to say, "It's okay. We'll get through this. You will get better things." It takes more energy to frown than it to smile. Barbara, completely agree with that. Frown takes more energy, smile does not. And smile gets us better results, makes us more attractive. Same is with helping people. Don't we all see people who are helping, philanthropic, uh, and have good feelings when we speak about them, talk about them, or look at them? So that's another advantage of doing that. Uplifting everyone around us, absolutely. It spreads like wildfire, like a smile. And like Barbara saying, it takes less energy to smile than to frown. I get it is no brainer that we should be smiling and being happy, trying to help others, because that actually motivates others to do something that they were not doing. The more and more we do, the more and more we help people out, the better this universe will become. where people will look at that, get inspired, and try to help others out. That is what we see with many of us. Something inspires us to do something better. So that's another advantage. It boosts our health and longevity. Absolutely. And again, this is all scientific research. So I can share this image or source of that. You can see, you can read about it. It is all proven. It gets you out of a funk. Yes, helping others, that energy, that vibration is beyond a match. When you're not feeling good, when you are not having things go your way, it is one of the best things to do. In fact, it is one of the best things to do. Why? Because if you have to take some action, meaningful action, as per uh, motivational speakers or psychology, people will say, oh, do this thing, go out, do something that you like, buy something, eat some different kind of food and things like that. But this, actually helping others, will work faster to get you out of that feeling of any anxiety and depression. It is really powerful. It's the most natural thing. We all are social beings. We all are meant to be in society. That is why we create society. That is why we create our own small little universe or world in our lives. So it is a natural thing. Since it is a natural thing, it helps raise your vibration. It gives us more time. We actually get quite a lot of time when we do things when those matter to us, and we don't feel that we have lack of time for things that matters for us. Basically, if you are doing something that makes you happy, you will always have time. You will not look at time. And finally, it is good for the environment. Absolutely. It is not just good for environment, it is good for people, it is good for everything that we have in the universe. It raises the vibration. It elevates the universal vibration as well. It impacts the universal vibration. Some of the things that we see happening, the calamities, pandemics, also happen because of the universal vibrations. That's a topic for some other day, though. Digging deeper on helping others, like we looked at some of the scientific reasons that were mentioned in the image. Other reasons are you have instant dose of dopamine that helps your reward and pleasure center, so you feel better when you help others. That is one of the reasons. Oxytocin, because that helps you gain trust in people, which is important. Trust is important not just for uh, having good relationship, but for any having manifestation as well. And someone said something. Okay, this all seems so natural. Love the emphasis of service to others. Why it is so hard sometimes, other times so easy. Yeah. Oh, at times it is hard because we get occupied with something else. So we have this spiritual being aspect of us, but at time we also have the physical aspect of us or the practical aspect of us. And at times making our lives, making things, doing things that are important for us, earning bread, providing things to the family and people around us, keeps us occupied with something else, and that takes time and energy as well. By the time we come back from work or do some from, and I don't mean that only working out or doing a job is in that. Even working at home, cooking, doing things at home, maintaining a house, it's even more bigger thing. It's even more physically consuming thing. And when you are doing that, you don't have as much time for your spiritual being. So at times we have to focus on the physical side of things, and whenever we have time we come back to spiritual side of things. But what happens is, why it is difficult, because when we focus on physical side of things, we don't always come back to spiritual aspect. We try to relax, we try to see that, okay, let me do something, let me take my mind away from this thing, uh, let me just have my me time and enjoy some movie, some show, or go out shopping and things like that. And that is where the disconnect starts happening from the physical being to spiritual being. And that is why it becomes increasingly difficult, to Sharana's point. The other benefit of helping others, it results in fewer sick days. It actually helps your health quite a lot. It makes you healthy. Apart from the scientific reasons, you have spiritual reasons as well. It helps raise vibration. Of course, it calms your mind. I think there are numerous studies on that. Removes resistance. This one aspect of removing resistance itself is a huge topic, a deep topic. We can talk about how it removes resistance, because everything is in our minds. And to tackle mind, something in mind, we have to get deeper in our mind. So it helps remove resistance in a big way. It changes the paradigm, yes. And now you know what paradigm I'm talking about, because we did discuss the basics of law of attraction when we discuss energies, frequencies, and paradigm. How you change your paradigm, and how important it is to change your paradigm, because that will keep you in alignment with the universe, and that will help you manifest based on how your paradigm is, or what your paradigm is, and definitely much more. If you cannot do anything else, just do this without fail. I always emphasize this, always, because it is really important. Because when you help others, universe manifests for you. I guess you would be sick and tired of me saying this many times, but no matter how many times I say, no one can deny the fact that it is true, and it is really important, and that is the reason I keep repeating. When you help others, universe manifests for you. You don't have to manifest for yourself. Again, if I give my example, it will look like that I'm trying to show that I'm all good and I'm all great, I'm like helping others, helping people out all the time. But even a small change in yourself, changing yourself to help others, universe gives you far more than even you ask for. I don't ask for things, I still get many things. And that is why I say, when you help others, universe manifests for you. And when universe manifests for you, you get many things, you get better things. And now looking at where it aligns to, it aligns to joy. It gives you the joy, which goes far more beyond than any materialistic thing can give you, whether that is money, something else, whatever it is. This joy is the most natural feeling that you get. And you see how important it is, looking at the vibrational table that we are looking at. And again, like I said earlier, all of these contribute to different levels, and I'm just focusing on the prominent one here.